stretching for and reaching for, that takes you out of your comfort zone, you'll find out some talents and abilities you have that you didn't know you have. When the messenger of misery visits you, what are you going to do? What will keep you in the game?
There are things that you think you'll never need to know, that you may only need to know one time in your life, but that could save your life because you had that knowledge.
Unless you attempt to do something beyond that which you've already mastered, you will never grow. What is it that you looked at some point in time and you decided that you couldn't do it, that you talked yourself out of it?
You're waiting on your next door neighbor to make it happen for you. It may not happen. If you're waiting on your mother or your father, they may be so ancient in their thinking that they don't understand this opportunity that you have. And if you're waiting on them, it may never get done. You don't beg average people to be phenomenal. You don't beg good people to be phenomenal. You just are phenomenal, and you will attract phenomenal.
What reason can you remember that you can call on, that you can reach on, that can make you get back up? Find that reason.
If you're not where you are, if you're not where you want to be, if you don't have what you want to have, if you're not where you think you should be at this particular place, it has nothing to do with the system, but it has everything to do with the fact that you're not making the sacrifice. I want you to make that dream become a reality, because if you don't, you will be working for somebody else to make their dreams become a reality.
Everybody is against you or don't believe in you no more. And let me tell you something, that's a lonely feeling. It's a lonely feeling, particularly people that you're doing it for. Most people take their greatness, take their ideas to the graveyard with them.
Listen to me, if it was easy, everybody would do it. There are people right now who are working who don't want to work. There are people who hate their jobs, but they keep getting up to do it.
The wealthiest place on the planet is the graveyard. Because in the graveyard we will find inventions that we never ever were exposed to. Ideas, dreams that never became reality. Hopes and aspirations that were never acted upon.
The question is, what are you going to do with your time? What drives you? And greatness is a lot of small things done well. Day after day, workout after workout, obedience after obedience, day after day.
When things don't work out for you, when things happen that you could not anticipate, what are the reasons that you can think of?
I'm only talking to the people that are ready to get to the next level of their life and their career. And they're going to boldly walk into the next season of their life, unapologetically getting rid of all things, people, and situations that no longer belong in their life.
Most of you, you're so consumed with everything that's going on in the world. This is the reason you haven't figured out your own life yet. Every blog, every website, every tweet, every Instagram post, you are so consumed with everything that's going on in the world, you're ignoring your own world. You can never shine trying to sit on someone else's sun. You can never figure out who you are if you're consumed in everything that everybody else is and what they're doing and the moves that they're making. Because you're trying to chase someone else's life. You're trying to chase someone else's lifestyle and identity, all while ignoring your own life and your own path. What is the vision for your life? What are the ideas and the dreams for your life? What are you supposed to be doing? Who are you? What are your gifts and talents? What is your ultimate destiny and your goals? And you should understand this, that it was always going to be your family and your friends that would be the first ones to try and talk you out of your vision and your big idea. That's why you're supposed to live your life. Focus on your intentions and do your thing.
Did you allow your self-worth to be based on what other people think of you
is the beginning of the end. I believe in me. If you stop believing in me, I'm not gonna believe in myself any less. If you believe that I'm irrelevant, that no one is checking for me, and that I don't mean anything to the world, because you think or believe that about me, it doesn't mean that I'm gonna believe it about myself. See, the day that you start living your life according to everybody else's opinion is the beginning of the end. Most of you guys don't actually know your self-worth. You don't know your self-value. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself, independent of the validation of the world. Have opinions and feelings about yourself, independent of the feedback.
I really think that if you get rid of the trash in your life, that can be people, business, and situations, you too could really, I really believe that you can reach your full potential. I want you to fly. I want you in your career and your financial blessings to bypass me.
You know, I would never want to be that 9-to-5 person that just lives my entire life working a 9-to-5 and just be happy with a modest lifestyle. You know, being secure. A lot of people, that's all they want. They just want a secure lifestyle, you know, own a house, you know, and be able to retire, and that makes them happy, you know. And I just believe that we should always be pushing, you know, to achieve more, to become more, you know, and sitting at a job, the same job for 30 years is not something I would ever choose to do. In the society, you know, we are taught to go to college and get a job. That's what we're taught. If you become a doctor or a lawyer, you're successful, you know, but most of the time you still have a boss, you still have someone, you know, telling you what to do, and you still have the schedule you have to stick to. You know, so it's not much different than working at McDonald's. I mean, it's just you're making more money, but you're still in the same exact situation. And, you know, working at McDonald's is not something I would choose to do, or the same scenario, making more money. You know, to me, you got to enjoy what you're doing, and, you know, to have the lifestyle and the freedom to do what you want when you want, you know, is the most incredible thing. A lot of people don't understand that you got to work hard at whatever you do, whether you're working for someone else or working for yourself. And if you're willing to put that in, you know, you're going to end up being successful. You can't be satisfied, but that's what keeps us going. You know, when you become content, then life's over. And the mentality is what's going to make things happen. You know, is having that mentality to never give up, keep pushing forward, and trying to accomplish your goals, and hopefully you have more goals. Constantly trying to move on to bigger and better things and trying to improve ourselves in every area. You really have to believe what you're doing is working. You know, it's very important to believe. You have to believe to achieve. If you're doing something, you're not 100% confident in what you're doing, you're going to fail. You know, someone who is doing something maybe not 100% correctly, but they truly believe in their mind that they're doing the best they could possibly do, and they believe what they're doing is the best possible scenario, I think they're going to have a lot more success than someone that is doing it 100% right, but aren't positive in what they're doing. You know, the mind is the most powerful tool we have, and in order to be a winner, you have to lose. You know, that's how you learn. You know, one day I may is telling me you better get out there and, you know, start busting your ass. You know, going forward and never stop. Don't miss a day. You know, one day miss is the day you can't get back. Always look at the positive. You know, the glass is always half full. If you think positive and you look at the positive, you know, you're only going to continue to get better. And it's being positive in every area is the secret. You know, it's the secret to life. If you're negative about anything, you're going to fail, no matter what it is. You're not happy. You want to be better. But that's what you want in every aspect of life. You want to better yourself in every way possible.
You know, it all works hand in hand. A lot of people realize when you help somebody else, you're helping yourself, and it feels good. You know, and it just what comes around goes around. The most important thing is life. In life is to not give a shit what other people think. You know, that's the most important thing. And to have that kind of an attitude or mentality is rare. You know, people are always concerned about what other people think. Always, no matter who they are. It really doesn't matter what other people think. You know, it really doesn't matter. If you can have that kind of mentality, you'll get so much further and be so much happier in life. People don't like to think, they like to ask. You know, they don't like to think, and they don't have enough confidence in their decisions that they make on their own. When they get advice from someone else, it gives them more confidence to believe that that's going to work. We should always be trying, you know, to be better at every aspect in life. I mean, you know, are you a good husband? Are you a good wife? Are you a good son? You know, are you a good, you know, whatever it could be. You know, there's a million things in life that we are. I think we should constantly be trying to be better in every area. I kind of like to just, you know, relax, you know, enjoy life. And that's kind of what I do. And being able to not stress and do what I want to do when I want to do it is just a great feeling.
What changes our whole life is action. Why don't we take action? Fear. What do we got to do to get ourselves to do it? We got to make sure that we push ourselves through it by making a decision. The point in which change happens is a decision. Every change in your life that you want will come from something simple, a decision. People go, what does it take to change? Decide.
If I persist, if I continue to try, if I continue to charge forward, I will succeed. I will persist until I succeed. I was not delivered unto this world in defeat, nor does failure course in my veins. I am not a sheep waiting to be prodded by my shepherd. I am a lion, and I refuse to talk, to walk, to sleep with the sheep.
Don't be a follower, be a student. Take advice, but not orders. Take information, but don't let somebody, order your life. Not to do what someone else says. Take what someone else says, process it, think about it, ponder it. If it makes you wonder, if it makes you think, then it's valuable. Then when you go take action, make sure that the action is not what somebody told you to do. Make sure the action is the product of your own conclusion.
But I'm exactly where I wanted to be because I realized I got to commit my very being to this thing. I gotta breathe it, I gotta eat it, I gotta sleep it. And until you get there, you'll never be successful in life. But once you get there, I guarantee you, the world is yours.
Stay out of the clutches of mediocrity. Invent yourself, and then reinvent yourself. Change your tone and shape so often that they can never categorize you. Reinvigorate yourself and accept what is. Be self-taught and reinvent your life because you must. It is your life, and its history and the present belong only to you.
People that will try and take your energy and positive vibes away are only here to make you stronger, not weaker. So you must understand this. You have the power to allow others to control you or not. Everybody that comes in and out your life is put in place for a reason. If this world was just a totally happy place with no struggle, then you wouldn't learn how to gain strength, gain the courage, learn from your mistakes, and to thrive through pain.
You can only have two things in life: reasons or results. Notice, reasons don't count. Folks will always point out reasons on why they're not living their dream, on why they're not manifesting their greatness. They will always be able to point those things out, but none of those things count. The only thing that counts are results. And results don't lie, ladies and gentlemen. They tell it all. Judge a tree by the fruit that it bears. Not the ones that it might talk about, not the ones that it might wish for, but the fruit that it actually bears. The people that are committed are busy doing it. But I think that some of us are producing results in our lives that that level of commitment brings that we particularly don't like or find distasteful. You want to take care of yourself. I don't think that as a participant in life, you cannot be committed. You're either committed to mediocrity or you're committed to greatness. You're either committed to being productive or you're committed to being non-productive. You're committed to being happy or you're committed to being unhappy. Once I look at how you commit your time, once I do an evaluation on how you spend your time, I can tell you exactly what you're committed to. People that say they have dreams or want to open a business or want to do something differently than what they're now doing, they don't like their jobs, they're unhappy, they're unfulfilled. People who say they want to improve their income level, look at how they spend their time. Commitment shows up in your life in what you do. You can make the commitment to your life that you don't like the results that you have and that you're going to do something about it. See, that power is available to all of us. People who look at life and decide, I want something different for myself. So most people like to use that language. They don't want to commit themselves because commitment means, among many things, no excuse is acceptable. If you decided that you're going to do this, if it becomes hard, then do it hard. If it's difficult, so what? If it's inconvenient, so what? What would your life be like if you decided to keep your commitments? What will all of our lives be like if we decided to keep our commitments? That we decided to do the things that we said that we were going to do. That we wouldn't even speak it unless we were going to do it. I won't say I will do anything unless I'm going to do it. At the end of the 7 days, you'll feel strong and powerful. There's nothing as powerful as the human spirit. You can't destroy it. When you are committed, you're dancing to the beat of a different drummer. Don't expect people to understand you. Don't expect it to make sense to anybody why you've got to do this. Why you have got to go. Why you leave. This is a good job. I'm going. They pay you well. I'm going. You just a few years from retirement. I'm going. Why? I don't understand. You don't have to. Look to this day, for it is life, the very life of life. In its brief course lie all the realities and verities of existence, the bliss of growth, the splendor of action, the glory of power. For yesterday is but a dream, and tomorrow is only a vision. But today well lived makes every yesterday a dream of happiness, and every tomorrow a vision of hope. Look well, therefore, to this day.
A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. It's from an old Chinese proverb. Most people have heard it or have come across it at some point. And the meaning's pretty straightforward, right? It advocates having the courage to take that step towards a goal. And that's huge. You know, making that decision to move forward towards something you want. But it's what happens immediately following that first step that I'm interested in. What happens when the journey's begun? And it's you and your goal, and all of a sudden you realize how long that road ahead really is. You know, this is a turning point for a lot of people. And those who can succeed are able to take their daunting, intimidating goal or journey and see it for what it really is. Just a bunch of small, manageable tasks strung together. You know, when you look at why people quit, a lot of the time it's because they were overwhelmed by their goals and ambitions. Let's say you have, this wonderful plan in your head to climb a mountain. You're thinking about that feeling of being on top, looking down with pride. Every time you think about it, your heart starts racing. So you pack your stuff, you make your way down to the base of the mountain, and then you look up. Different ball game, right? Now the entire mountain's in front of you, and you realize that that's no small feat. That is when people walk away. When they aren't able to see a challenge as a sum of tiny steps, they see it as a crazy, impossible task. It's like saying you want to be the next Tom Brady or Kobe Bryant. It's a tall mountain to climb. Like trying to hit a target from a mile away. But if you can identify and map out what you need to conquer in order to become a better basketball player or football player, and begin taking those small steps, improving every day, that makes dreams real. That's what gives goals life. The ability to see your objective not as a marathon, but as a series of little 400-meter stretches. Stepping stones. You know what your objective is today, tomorrow, the end of the week, and the end of the year. And completing them day by day, these little victories, that's what gives your dream life. It's what gives you momentum. You feel good about the process. And by the way, when things blow up in your face, which happens every so often on this little place we call Earth, you'll have that foundation and that sense of accomplishment to stay focused, because your approach is tangible and it's realistic. This applies with everything. Losing a job, a breakup, failing a test. These things are monumental if you allow them to be. You know, they can turn into that unclimbable mountain. Or they can roadmap a new path for you. And if you define what you want, you define success, and begin stepping towards it 1 hour, 1 day at a time, you'll get where you want to be quicker than you thought.
I want to explain to you how you can live an easy life, you know? Accomplishing goals and being successful and going out in the world, and that's tough. The only way to live an easy life is to basically give up on all your dreams and aspirations and just sit around doing nothing. Shit that is easy is not worth accomplishing. Therefore, a life that is easy is not even worth living. Nothing in this world is worth having or doing unless it means effort, pain, and difficulty. When you listen to me, you listen to me good. You are going to die. All of you. You, all your friends, your family, everyone you know, everyone you care about is gonna die. If you love life, do not waste time, because time is what life is made of.
So if you respect and appreciate the time that you've been given, why aren't you out there doing what you want to do? What you need to be telling yourself is, it's unacceptable to be sitting around and procrastinating. And I no longer want to be a loser. I no longer want to be average. I know what it is that I want, and I'm gonna work hard, and I'm gonna get it.
When you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. Some of you love sleep more than you love success. And I'm here to tell you today, if you're going to be successful, you've got to be willing to give up sleep. You got to be willing to work off for 3 hours of sleep, 2 hours. If you really want to be successful, some days you're going to have to stay up 3 days in a row.
But you don't need to, if you don't really want it. How badly are you wanting success? Rather than actually working towards your dreams, a lot of you are just thinking about it. I have high hopes for everybody watching this. I want to remember your name.
It is not the things we do in life that we regret on our deathbed. It is the things we do not. Because I assure you, I've done a lot of really stupid things. None of them bother me. All the mistakes and all the dopey things and all the times I was embarrassed, they don't matter. Find your passion, and in my experience, no matter what you do at work or what you do in official settings, that passion will be grounded in people, and it will be grounded in the relationships you have with people and what they think of you when your time comes.
In the teeth of these stupefying odds, it is you and I, in our ordinariness, that are here.
But one thing I can tell you, I do every single day of my life, is I try to find somebody else to change their life.
I waited till 39 to get married because I had to wait that long to find someone where her happiness was more important than mine. And if nothing else, I hope that all of you can find that kind of passion and that kind of love in your life. Thank you.
Most people don't even make a resolution anymore. Why? Because they've made them from years and years and years, and they know they're not going to follow through. So after a while, who wants to disappoint yourself? Who wants to be upset with yourself? Why even bother to set a new standard for this year? You know it's going to be the same as last year.
Many of us don't act because we want other people's approval. We want everybody to like us and to accept us. And that's not possible. Many of us don't do the things that we want to do and don't act because of lack of self-confidence. We don't believe enough in ourselves.
There's no denying that inside of you, the only thing that's going to make you happy in the year ahead and the decades ahead is going to be having you have an experience where on a regular basis, you feel like your life is making progress. So it's got to be a vision that's compelling, something that you know it's going to be a gift to make sure that it happens.
If you want to do anything worthwhile in life, you've got to be hungry. And so I started working to develop myself. He said, I want you to practice every day being a disc jockey. I said, but I don't have any job now. He said, it doesn't matter. He said that it's better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than to have an opportunity and not be prepared. No excuse that if you decided that you're going to do this, if it becomes hard, then do it hard. If it's difficult, so what?
Beginning of the year, we have this tradition, but it goes beyond tradition. It's something inside of us that makes us want to make things better. And I think part of it is the calendar gives us this idea that we can have a fresh start, that we can start from fresh and have this great victory. And it's really, the calendar itself is quite arbitrary. It's wonderful to use it, but if you didn't use it effectively, let's use the calendar to serve you today. Let's just see, what does it really take to make this thing happen? Because there's no denying that inside of you, the only thing that's going to make you happy in the year ahead and the decades ahead is going to be having you have an experience where on a regular basis, you feel like your life is making progress.
Just think, what would your life be like if you decided to keep your commitments? It is important in the area of motivating yourself, it's important to know why you're doing it. Because that mind will say, why bother? Why go through all this? This is too hard. No, throw in the towel. It's not worth it.
If you make the changes in yourself, you're going to be proud this year, and no amount of money or accolades from other people can mirror the feeling of being proud of knowing you've taken back control of your life or you've taken a great life to another level. Because once you do that, you have something you can give other people, whether it be your kids or your friends or your family. And ultimately, that's what life's about.